Hey guys, welcome back to the layout. I'm going to do a quick how-to video simply because I'm at this process in my layout extension, or expansion I should call it, layout expansion. I know someone asked me how I super elevate my curves, so I figured why not show you how I do it while I do it. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show the full curve because I'm piecing in the middle of the curve right here. But this section here is already laid down and super elevated from my previous layout. And I'm actually working on, a big expansion. This is for anybody that hasn't been following my videos. My old track plan, I ended up cutting the track off right here, and this is where I'm starting the expansion from this section right here. So since this is already super elevated, I have to continue the super elevation and gradually bring it down to nothing at the straight. But what I do is, it's cheap, simple. I found 1/2-inch masking tape. Actually, that was the hardest part of the project, was finding 1/2-inch wide masking tape. But anyways, and as you see, I have my cork road bed down, and the 1/2-inch wide masking tape works really well on the outside half of the cork road bed. And before I started my super elevation, I determined, what the maximum height of my super elevation I wanted at the middle of the curve. So what I did was I just took short strips of masking tape and stacked them up one on top of each other, and with my micrometer I figured out how many thousandths I wanted the height of my my super elevation. Now I believe what I came up with when I did this originally was either 6 or 8 thousandths. I can't remember. I think it was 8 thousandths of an inch I wanted on my lift on the outside of my curve. So what I did was I basically started right at the beginning of the curve, and I laid one strip down all the way, and just keep in mind, imagine this was going all the way around. But anyways, I would lay one strip down, and then I would go back a couple inches. I think it's probably about 6 inches, and I start laying my second strip. And and then the third strip, actually as thin as masking tape is, you could do like double strips, at each interval. But basically just start working your way back away from the straight and making it higher as you go towards the center of the curve. You need it to transition. So you want the transition like that, nice, smooth, gradual transition. You don't want to overdo it, or you're going to run into problems when you start running your trains. So basically just take one strip at a time and back off 4, 5, 6 inches from the previous one you laid down, and just keep stacking it up until you reach the height that you want. And then as you come down off where the end of the curve is, you need to step it down gradually like you did when you started building it up. It's very simple, very cheap, very easy. The only thing I will say is don't put your tape down until right before you're planning on laying your track, because it doesn't take long and this tape will start just rolling up and lifting up off your road bed, and you'll have to relay it. I found that out the hard way. So hey, you might not like this method. Everybody has their own way of doing things. This is how I do mine. And the track that I had laid down before I decided to tear it up, it worked fine. Once you have your track down, it's not going anywhere, whether you glue it down, nail it down, however you do it. But like I said, don't lay your tape until you're planning on laying your track down, because if you come down an hour or two later, you'll see it starting to lift up off the road bed. It's not quite sticky enough to stay there permanently without something down on top of it. Yeah, I found that out the hard way. I super elevated all my curves one night and decided to lay track the next day, and I come down and all my tape was lifted up, and I had to completely redo it again. So my mistake is your knowledge. So that's how I do it. Very simple. And like I said, just determine the height of your super elevation. You don't want to get too crazy, or your trains ain't gonna run right. You just want enough for the appearance. But anyways, that's it, guys. And I should have another update very soon. As you can see, I've started laying some track, which means I have about I don't know, 80 to 90% of my road bed down. So I will give you guys an update later on. I'm not going to show the whole layout right now. This was just a quick how-to video. But anyways, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, ask me, and I'll catch you on the next video.